Okay, so what do you think? What story do you think I should do for my psychology class? We have to write a fairly short story and illustrate it for like a child's book.
I think you ought to do Squirrel Girl. Squirrel Girl was one of the best stories you ever made up. She lived with the squirrels. She was raised by squirrels when she was lost and as a baby, and they taught her to climb trees and forage for nuts. And she fights for the squirrels to find them justice and a better way of life and to be treated fairly.
What was that nose thing I did? What was that Aunt Connie with the bunnies?
She had ears on them.
Yeah.
That was the better one. And then there was Corn on the Cob.
Oh God. Oh, I remember corn on the cob.
Yes.
Oh
And I
God.
call myself Corn on the Cob because I like corn on the cob. My parents had 20-some children, and I'm the oldest of 7. And I said, oh my goodness. I said, oh, what is your name? Well, my parents didn't have time to name me. That's because they were busy having children. I don't know.
Quadruplets?
And
I
so I
don't
call
know.
myself Corn on the Cob because I like corn on the cob, and I thought I'd just name myself that. That's when I lost it. The poor little orphan girl.
Go into what she ate.
Huh?
Go into what she ate.
Oh, oh, I'm a poor little orphan girl. And our house burned down and my parents died in it. And myself and my 20 brothers and sisters live in the woods. Little brothers and sisters. And all we have to eat is tree bark and poison ivy. Oh, you poor little girl. That's awful. I'll give you some food. Thank you. Well, what's your name, little girl? My name is Corn on the... My parents didn't have time to give me
Oh my God.
name any of us, but I call myself Corn on the Cob because I like corn on the cob. And that's when your dad showed up with the vehicle, opened the door when you go, and I call myself Corn on the Cob because I like corn on the cob. And he looked at me and we both just, and I'd been holding it back all this time during this story and we lost it. And then you were mad.
Probably.
Humiliated and you wouldn't speak to us. And we could not help it. It was so funny.
Oh, I understand. I understand.
So that was a particularly wonderful story. But you were full. Pinky had so many adventures. Sometimes Pinky was in high school. Sometimes she was a little girl your age. Sometimes she could drive. She could fly. And you drew pictures of Pinky. I probably have some of them.
Oh my God, those were so bad.
Yeah. And do you remember, you told...
You don't have to agree with me on that.
Well, she was an odd-looking creature.
I've got a lot better.
Oh, gosh, yes. One time, your cousin, Cassie was here. She was in high school. You were real impressed. We were talking about high school. And you said, Pinky's in high school. And Cassie looked at me and I said, that's her imaginary friend. And she was, really? She's in high school? Yeah. Well, what does she look like? Maybe I've seen her. Kind of like this. And she was, I think I have. And Pinky's grandparents traveled a great distance to get to the moon because Pinky's parents lived on the moon. And but the grandparents came from a planet that was a flea on God's dog.
No, the planet was on the flea that lived on God's dog.
There you go. And you know, you don't get much further away than that.
Probably not.
Yeah. And that one just knocked me flat. And there was the time you saved Zeta,
Oh,
the
God.
warrior princess.
I was so little.
Yeah.
That's so embarrassing.
And, well, there were the times that you threw yourself on Elmo and Bert and
Yeah.
Ernie and
Oh, yeah, Sesame Street Live.
yeah.
I was pretty little then, too.
Yeah.
How old was I?
3 or 4.
Uh,
And you leaped and clung to him like you were Velcro. And that knocked him over. All these other kids stood back and got real nervous and scared when it was time to go up and meet him. And they had to, come on, it's all right, come on. But not you, boy. When it was your turn, you raced and leaped bodily onto each one of them. You'd run back a little ways and go to another one and leap on the other. I was afraid we'd get sued. You'd hurt somebody.
What'd they do?
I think they were startled. But it was hard to tell in the big heads.
Yeah.
And, but they hugged you and patted you and took it all in stride. Bert was a little nervous. Elmo was fine. Bert and Ernie were fine. Ernie was fine. Bert was a little nervous about it. But he's nervous about everything.
Hold this. I need to go blow my nose.
Did you turn it off?
No. Keep going.
Why? What am I going to say?
Just keep going.
Let me see. We used to play pretend a lot. And we'd make up stories a lot. And we had some cats. And the cats would go on pretend adventures with us. And we just made up a lot of stories. And one time when Libby was little, she was trying to sneak something off the table, and I said, "Put that back," and I had my back to her. And she was, "How'd you know I was getting that?" And I said, "All good mothers have eyes in the back of their head." Well, that intrigued her.
What?
All good mothers have eyes in the back of their head.
Oh, yeah.
And for days, she questioned me about it.
And I
Color.
believe I looked through your hair, too,
Yes,
a couple
you did.
times.
And I said, when the eyes are closed, you can't see where they are. And,
The fridge is speaking rat again.
yeah.
Why does our fridge speak rat?
I don't know. It's probably
For new YouTubers, I used to own rats. That's why I know what they sound like, and my fridge sounds like
You
them.
used to sell rats?
I used to own rats.
I never knew you to sell them
No, I didn't sell any.
since we didn't have any progeny to the rats.
No, just Sophia and Ruby.
But after Libby moves out and goes to college, I'm planning on writing some children's books.
Based off the stories I told when I was a little kid.
A lot of them, yeah.
Yeah.
Because they were just so good. And I want to illustrate them too.
There are some interesting ones. Remember Blue Star? I didn't really tell stories about Blue Star. I sung songs. I don't remember any of them,
I
but
remember you singing a song about Blue Star, but
Yeah. Yeah, they were all songs. I don't really remember any of the words, but I'm pretty sure I was pretty terrible at it too.
We used to make up songs a lot.
We did. Fighting rats.
Fighting rats fall from the sky. American rats that do or die. I think we could get sued for that one. I think that would offend a lot of United States Marines. And you don't want to offend a bunch of United States Marines.
No, we wrote that one for my rat Saphira, she was just this brave little explorer.
Yes, she was. And she liked the song. She liked to sing with you.
She did.
She would trill, and she'd sing along to the music on Libby's headphones, and trill, and just hold her little head up and sing. And it was really...
She was pretty good too.
Yeah, she was. Wish she'd done it more often.
Yeah.
But then we got Ruby, and she was like... you know?
Yeah. Ruby she didn't really sing.
No. Ruby was more of a rat. And Saphira was a rat plus personality and talent. And almost seemed to be able to communicate to her. And she was brave. It took her a long time. But finally, a few times she fell off the couch and immediately ran back. But finally, she got down to the footstool and then leaped off the footstool and started exploring. We were so proud.
Remember?
And then she started chewing on everything she could find.
And then she got electrocuted on the Mr. Coffee Pot. But she lived! Yeah. She did live!
And she started storing stuff behind our TV.
Oh, remember when we'd give her a carrot or a peanut?
And she'd hop across the floor, she'd be so happy.
And she'd do it on her hind legs. She'd look like a little kangaroo.
Yeah, hopping across the floor. And then she'd take it behind the TV and stash it for later. And we had a terrible mess back there. Rotting things.
Oh God, it was horrible. We had to clean that out so many times.
Yeah.
But after that, we couldn't really keep her off the floor anymore.
No, we couldn't.
No, and she had these...
How are you going to keep them down on the farm after they've seen Perry?
Yeah. Remember those mice in the basement that she fed?
Yes, she would carry stuff down to them. And
those were the friendliest little mice.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wonder what happened to them.
I think they got out the way they got in and ran for it.
Probably.
I really don't know. They might still be around for all I know. I don't really want to put traps out or poison because we have cats. Not in the house, but they're in the house some. So. Yeah, I was really disappointed that day. We were driving through the country and I saw a lamp in the ditch with a lampshade, a standing lamp. And I tried to get you to come up with a story about how that lamp got there.
I didn't really comply with that.
No, you did not.
I was in a very straightforward, oh, it fell out of a car mood right then. I wasn't in a very imaginative mood.
I know. I'm so disappointed. So on the spot I made up a story about the spaceship and that the lamp was more than a lamp. It was an intergalactic
Transcommunicator.
Transformer, it would transform things into other things. And,
Or it could be an alien speaker. No. Okay. I tried.
But, you weren't going for it. How there was a big battle in space over it because everybody wanted it. It was like the holy grail of objects to have, has deep significance to many, many creatures. And there was a great battle over it. And it came down to the earth. This battle did, and they were raging a battle amongst each other, and everybody thought it was this huge thunderstorm at night, and lightning and thunder and stuff, and it wasn't. It was actually an alien battle. And somehow the lamp fell out of a ship. And fell into the ditch. And no one knew what happened to it till we drove by and saw it. And we said, "Oh, Mom."
Yep.
That would be an excellent story. About a child losing or becoming too jaded to jump in on a good make-believe.
If I remember correctly, I was going to the doctor's that day, and I wasn't too happy about that.
What for?
I don't like the doctors, you know that.
Yeah, but I mean, what were you going to the doctors for?
I don't remember. I think it was like, what was it? It was like the last time I went to the doctors. Oh.
You were about 12?
Yeah, I think so, and I'm 18 now, so that's a long time to not go to the doctors.
Well, you've been to like the emergency room with the poison ivy before.
I wasn't 12 then.
No.
That was before I was 12. It was. I was like, let's see, that was before I was in junior high. So I wasn't even 11 yet. I was like 9 and 10 when that happened, and the mosquito bite. That was bad.
That was bad.
Those were some big mosquitoes, though. Just saying.
Oh, yeah. I'm bored being filmed now.
Okay.
Not unless we're going to do something interesting.
Well, you're gonna be on YouTube, so wave bye.
What?
Yep. I love you, Mom.
I love you too.